started here. Fantastic. So as usual, we're going to have Kristen take us through this session. Kristen Fredericks, our digital admin with our marketing team, and she will take us through marketing yourselves with these 5 great tools. Kristen.
Thank you very much. Share, give me 1 second. All right, hopefully you can see my screen.
Looking good.
All right, as Ralston said, we're actually going to look at the BHHS resource today, the Resource Center, which of course is the national level intranet for BHHS. Wanted to show you those that quick entryway that you can have. Right now I'm on Towne Central, and here are all of our buttons on our dashboard. If I click Resource Center, you no longer have to remember yet another username and password. It's going to automatically log you into BHHS Resource Center and bring up your account. It's that easy. So we're trying to make it as easy as possible to make Towne Central your gateway to all of our tools without having to remember an additional username and password. So today we are in the BHHS Resource Center. Okay, we're going to talk about marketing yourself with the tools that are available to you from BHHS National today. So we're going to start with a couple of marketing topics, and we're going to show you where some of those materials are and how you can present the brand and market yourself. And then we're going to go into marketing resource, and we're going to show you some tools that are available in there as well. All right, so first thing we're going to do today is we are actually going to go to this drop down up here that everybody has called topics. I want you to notice that we have lots and lots of different branding materials under here for lots of different occasions and for lots of different interests. Today we're going to look at marketing, and we're also going to look at strength of the brand. I want to show you something though. If you want to go to this little button here called More Topics, it's actually going to bring you to everything that's available under that topics drop down, including the things that we're going to look at today. So under marketing, under that marketing topic, you're going to find things like brand usage, how you can use the brand, how you can use our logos and things like that. The thing that we really want to look at today is this, the home selling and home finding proposals. If you haven't had a chance to look at these, we're going to give you a chance to look at the basic template of it today and kind of give you some quick tips on how you can use that. So again, you can get to it from that more topics, or you can go right up here to topics and to marketing. Okay. Going to go ahead and let that load. I'm going to scroll down here to home selling presentation and marketing proposal. Okay, otherwise known as a listing presentation, except this one is on steroids. It contains all the information you need about the brand and what we can do to help you sell your home. So I'm going to scroll down here, and I want you to notice that we have all sorts of different information that you can use. So this is the marketing proposal and listing presentation actual PDF. This one you can actually edit if you have Acrobat Pro, but if you don't, you have the ability to edit this in PowerPoint down here. And you also have some individual pages that you may want to consider based on what kind of home you're listing or who you're dealing with, what your client's interests are. I'm going to go ahead and open this PDF. All right, this is the basic PDF of the listing presentation. Notice this hasn't been customized yet. If you wanted to go ahead and customize it, you could download that PowerPoint and adjust it as needed. But the listing presentation that's in here is also what our listing presentations that we also create in the marketing department are based on. All of this information is just fantastic. For those of you who struggle to find the words to use with a client, or you struggle to find a way to explain something, especially on the national level, this book is a godsend for you. You'll be able to use it in, just thinking about it for role playing. You'll be able to use it in some of your marketing materials. I've even seen agents who use the verbiage that's in here for social media. It's a great way to just take little tidbits to be able to post or to be able to put an e-card, or just to even be able to talk to a client about some of their initial concerns that they have about selling their home. So it even includes a letter, who we are and get to know me. This is where your resume can go on here. But it goes into things like this, the strength of the brand. So it talks about Berkshire Hathaway Home Services is an overall global network and what we can do for you. Talks about Berkshire Hathaway Inc. Talks about why we're good to know. We're still using that campaign along with the Forever Agent. These are our little touch points. I love these bullet points. They make great blog posts. By the way, as we go through all of this, you can use any of this in your social media. You can use any of this in your blogging. You can use this on postcards. You can use all of this information in lots of different ways. It doesn't have to be just for selling a home. So if you wanted to use some of this information in some of your other marketing, this is how you can market yourself as a member of the Berkshire Hathaway brand. We get into things like you can put in your client reviews if you'd like to. Also, any recent sales you may have had or notable sales. But then we kind of get into the nuts and bolts of what a listing presentation actually is. So you can get into the home selling process itself, how you set expectations, defining unique selling points of the home. Again, don't forget, this makes these make great postcards. This makes great social media. This makes great e-cards to send out too. All of these little bits and pieces of information. The home selling process. How we market your property. Again, you can go ahead and update this with all of your marketing plans, but this is the basic one that's available to everyone. Global advertising. So this goes into how Berkshire Hathaway supports a global network and how we get those listings out everywhere. And again, our global marketing. Local advertising. So this has been filled in with just some basic information here. Print and online advertising. If you offer professional photography, professional social media accounts, you can fill those in. Advanced video marketing. So this is where we might get into something like explaining Paradigm and our relationship with YouTube. And then local digital advertisement. Again, this goes back to our AdWorks campaign, yet another tool that we use to market you and market your listings. This was launched this year, the virtual home marketing system. So for those that may still be concerned with COVID, or for those who are looking for a more virtual experience, maybe you're talking to someone who wants to go beyond the traditional marketing. This is what we have available to offer at all times, not just during a pandemic, how we can actually do an entire virtual marketing process for everything. And of course, there are other materials that go with this that we're going to show you in just a bit. Our local advertising, you can get this information from the marketing department if you need it. And then it goes into establishing a pricing strategy, understanding market value. Again, these make fabulous little blog posts or little posts as well. All of these little talking points. Determining value. You can use all of the graphics that are in here on your website. You can use them on an e-card. You can use them wherever you'd like. You can use them in social media. How to increase the saleability of your property. And then preparing your property for sale. How buyers view your property, any comps. This is very comprehensive. And then we get into discussing your lifestyle goals. We're going to talk about the real estate and planning guide, which this starts to touch on here, but there's a more comprehensive guide that we're going to look at for marketing yourself as well. And that's where you start to market yourself as someone's forever agent. And we're going to get to that when we get to marketing resource in just a moment. But this starts to introduce that. It starts to introduce the idea of long-term real estate planning. What are they looking for? What are their goals? And then, of course, a thank you. They do leave a page here for any additional content that you'd like to use. So I've seen this used as almost as something of an item of value too. So some of these pages that are checklists, you can say something like, email me for your free, next home checklist, and using these 2 pages to send somebody as an item of value for giving you information. Just another way that you can market yourself, just even outside of the listing presentation. Always feel free to use any of the resources that are available to you on Marketing Resource and on BHHS Resource in lots of different ways. This is great information. I'm just going to go back to that home selling proposal and marketing proposal so that you can see some of the other information that we have here. So if you were looking for more information on the virtual home marketing system, we have that available as a separate sheet. Again, Makes great artwork for postcards, makes great artwork for e-cards, makes great artwork for social media posting as well. But if you wanted to have a step-by-step explanation of the virtual home marketing system, especially if somebody comes to you and asks how you can do more digital and virtual marketing for them, this is a great step-by-step, and it's a great way to remember which tools are available to you to market yourself as you start to get into strategic online photography, because you have a professional photographer, your internet marketing strategy using AdWorks, your targeted digital marketing using AdWorks, your virtual real estate community network. That's things like marketing yourself using Buyside to connect with our agents to let them know about coming soon listings. It's about being able to email key people who sell and buy in the neighborhood that they're looking at, being able to connect with those agents on a digital level. Your showing instructions, or your showing suggestions, your virtual open houses that you can talk about, virtual home staging. We have that available through our relationship with Box Brownie. So all of this goes into marketing yourself and all the tools that are already available to you. And this just hits on those little mental reminders of ways that you can market yourself for somebody who's selling their home. So it's a great sheet even just to have, just to remind you of all the tools that are available to you as well. Okay, let me get back here. If you need to touch on the fact that we are a global brand and that you need to talk more about the global website, we also have additional sheets for just the global website, and it talks about the reach and the breadth of the BHHS national website, which is now, of course, global. You also have things like the home selling commitment form. We've talked about this in a lot of different training. And again, for marketing yourself, this is a great way to show you as a professional agent, you as being committed to this industry, you as being committed to those sellers. This is a wonderful thing to be able to put out there that you can send to people all the time to market yourself as a professional full-time realtor who has their best interest at heart. If you've been looking for some kind of commitment or some kind of agreement that you want to be able to send sellers to assure them, this is a great piece to have. And again, all of this is available to you all the time. It's free. It's available 24/7 on the BHHS Resource Center. You do have a couple of other sheets here as well. So you can do things like media. If you need things, if you're looking at luxury collection, we have information on Prestige and Jawai, our buyer match with Buyside, the global listing syndication. So for those of you who may want to present more information, especially if you're working with a luxury collection home, this is how we get listings out to various countries, which is so important right now as we have so many international sales. Okay. So we also have some information, some basic information on the analytics of Berkshire Hathaway HS, which of course is the global website. And it talks about how we present this information to the world. So right now, the current stats say that there are 24 million visits to BerkshireHathawayHS.com. This information changes every year, and when it updates, it usually comes out in those the emails that come out nationally, and they'll let us know when they update this sheet for us with some of that information. Even though this is marketing BHHS national as a whole, this is marketing you as part of the network. And it's important that you present this information about all of these tools that you have available to you and all of this information as a Berkshire Hathaway affiliate. It really does set you apart from the competition when you can come armed with a listing presentation that is so comprehensive on not only the local and national, but also global stage, but also some individual pages that address certain niche and individual concerns that your seller might have. So that's the information that's available under the home selling presentation and marketing proposal. The other one that I wanted to show you was the strength of the brand right down here. Give that a chance to load here. Lots of topics under here. But one of the things that I wanted to show you was the good to know tab. When we're talking about marketing ourselves, there's lots and lots of different ways to do it, and we often forget what those ways are. But this is a good place to start. So this is all the different tools, essentially, that are available to you in BHHS National. This is in your toolbox for marketing yourself. We just talked about the global website. We talked about global listing syndication. I touched a little bit on the luxury collection media that's available to you. But these are all tools that either you can use for your clients or tools that are available to you to help yourself. So we're going to talk about marketing resource here in just a second. This talks about the media plan for BHHS. This was the 2020 media plan. How great is this to be able to come into a listing presentation and be able to show someone this is where BHHS is actually advertising. So to get the word out about your property. We talk about the AdWorks campaigns. We can talk about the value proposition of being with BHHS and the vision and mission. Again, all of these tools are available to you at any time. Buyer match with buy side. Of course, the real estate and lifestyle planning guide. We're going to go into that in just a second. But again, I wanted to show you good to know, because these are, even though we're only going to touch on the top 5 tools today, I wanted to show you how many different tools are actually available to you at your fingertips. And if you need more information about them, or if you need more information to be able to send to a client for whatever reason, you need some inspiration for a social media post, you need some inspiration for a blog or an e-card you're sending out, good to know is a great place to be. So I wanted to go ahead and show you that all of that is available to you as well. So again, under topics, you can explore this. There's even more information on marketing yourself, but we did cover today the listing presentation and, of course, the good to know topics. I want to go back to the homepage real quick. And I want to show you a couple things that are available to you under marketing resource for marketing yourselves today. So I'm going to go ahead and click marketing resource. If you haven't signed into marketing resource yet for the first time, there's going to be a little pop-up here, and it's going to ask you to agree to the terms and conditions. Scroll all the way to the bottom, check the box, hit save, and you will have access to the BHHS e-card system. Let me give you a quick hint and tip. If you have not signed into the BHHS e-card system yet, it means that on our side, on the admin and marketing and web support side, we can't see an account for you. So if you ever need us to help you with an e-card, if you contact support, or if you contact marketing and say, please create an e-card for me, so you want an e-card graphic and we drop it into your account. If your account doesn't exist, we can't drop it in yet. So even if you haven't used BHHS resource, if you haven't used the marketing resource yet, go ahead and sign in today and agree to that agreement, and then it'll go ahead and create that account in the background, and then it'll be available to us if we need to help you in the future. Just a little quick hint and tip, especially for some of our new agents who might be signed on who haven't checked out marketing resource yet. So I'm in marketing resource. And I'm going to look at a couple of things. So we're talking about marketing yourself today. So I'm going to go ahead and start right there, right in the middle at market yourself. So this brings up the library of everything that's available to you that talks to a client about you as an agent. So this is all things that you would use to communicate with your agent or with your clients about you, about the brand, encouragement about listing or selling or buying, and also all of the e-cards that are available to you for different holidays, for different seasons and things like that. So we've gone into, of course, Remembrance Days in our Canada. But here's your prestige. You have your newsletters. These are all things that you can send out all the time. Notice that they do have a whole set of newsletters in here. I'm going to go ahead and click on this November 2021 just because I wanted to show you something. And this is something, if you've taken some of my classes about branding yourself before, I've talked about this in the past. Newsletters are a great way to establish a touch point with your clients and market yourself all the time. One of the things that we find in marketing a lot is that people forget you're a realtor. You'd be surprised that if you haven't contacted somebody in just a few months, or even if you closed a big transaction with them, if you haven't stayed in touch with them over time, they forget who their realtor is. It's just a fact. In fact, we sat down with one of our vendors that we use, and they told us this story. We asked them, who did you use to buy your house? They had purchased their house, I think, about a year before then. They couldn't remember. even though it was a year. But let me tell you something even more. They were trying to close a house before a baby was born, and the agent went to the hospital to make sure that all of the paperwork was signed so that when they could close on their home and have somewhere to bring their new child home to, because the baby happened to come during the time that the home was supposed to close anyway. This was an agent who went way above and beyond the duty of what an agent would typically do. Was a part of a huge moment of somebody's life, and just a year later they could not remember who their agent was. It was not one of ours, by the way. So something like marketing yourself with a newsletter or with something by sending something out on a monthly basis is just a way to remind people of who you are and what you do, and that you're always available to them. Even after the sale, because as we know, we want those referrals and we want people to remember that you're in the industry, and that we want people to remember that you're a realtor. So one of the ways you can market yourself, of course, is a newsletter. But I wanted to talk about some of these articles that are in here. So these are professionally written articles: choosing a housemate, what's the difference between modern and contemporary, is it wise to refinance now, sell your home using all 5 senses. These are just basically evergreen articles that are available to you. You heard me say this before about the listing presentation. Feel free to market yourself and use this information in different ways. If you want to make one of these into a social post, that's okay. If you want to add one of these to your blog, it's okay. If you want to take this entire article about the difference between modern and contemporary and copy and paste this and pop it in a blog, it's okay. All of this information is here for you to market yourself. So whether you send this out in a newsletter or whether you repurpose it for something else, here are professionally written articles and professionally written information that you can use to send out a flyer, a postcard, an e-card, to send it out in your blog, to send it out in your social media. You can repurpose all of the information that's available on here to market yourself. Okay. So we have lots and lots of different topics in here. Everything from open houses to solds, to holidays, to just different branding pieces that talk about the brand. They can talk about what you can do for them, all sorts of different stuff. You can do a search. So if you only want to talk to buyers or sellers, you have the ability to do that. If you want to look for something like a Valentine's Day in card, you can do that. It's going to bring up just your Valentines. You can go ahead and use the search bar for anything you'd like. You can also determine what kind you'd like, whether you'd like an e-card or whether you want something for social media. Notice that we do have social marketing in here as well. So we have Instagram stories. Here's one for a social square. You can use that on Facebook or Instagram if you'd want to. We do have even Facebook covers. And of course, we have other e-cards that are available in here. So you can market yourself not just on an e-card level, but you can also market yourself on a social level with professionally designed and branded social graphics in here. I'm just going to go back to that main page. And I want to talk about specialty marketing here for just a second. You'll notice that it has some of the specialty marketing or niche marketing options listed here. I'm going to go ahead and click that. So this goes into some of our more specialty marketing, especially for our luxury collection agents. This is where you can find all of the luxury collection templates. This is where you can find more information on some of the advertising that you can do with luxury collection. Again, you could repurpose all of this. So some of this can become a social post. Some of this can become a newsletter. You can market yourself to other agents using the just listed. And it goes on and on. So we talk about some of our luxury. Here's a great one, the luxury landscape for 2020. So it talks about the state of the luxury market in 2020. So this happens to be a brochure, not an e-card. We have lots of things available to you in here. We also have videos. Keep an eye out for some of our videos. You know, video content is king. And when you're marketing yourself and you really want to get ahead, especially on social media, or you want an e-card that really stands out, take a look for some of our videos that we have available to us to market yourself online. You know, the reach for boosting a Facebook video is much higher than boosting for a Facebook post in a lot of respects. You get more impressions. It helps drive more to your social media. You kind of get more bang for your buck when you're using video. I wouldn't use all video all the time, but if you're looking for a way to get ahead or get some more impressions, video is king right now. And we have a lot of videos available in here, both on the specialty market and marketing yourself available for you to use. So you can keep an eye out for some of those as well. We do have the ability to sort by topic. So if you're looking for something very specific, if you're looking for something, here's something in home buying or home selling. Here's our LGBT campaign. You also, for some of our commercial agents who might view this later, we do have some commercial options in here as well. So do take a look if you're looking into some of your specialty and niche marketing. We do have those available so that you can market yourself as well. Okay, I'm going to go back here, and the last thing I'm going to show you today is don't forget that we do have the ability to have video creation done through our Videolicious app. If you have not used Videolicious yet, Videolicious is an app that you can install on your phone that allows you to knit together photos as well as video. You can even do live commentary on it. And create a professional video that you can go ahead and send out in an e-card, or you can post to your social media. Videolicious is available in the App Store, but in order to get the BHHS branded version of it, you must sign up through the marketing resource. I want to repeat that again. Videolicious is available in the App Store, but it will be an unbranded version. If you want everything that automatically brands you with the Cabernet, with all the logos that you need, all the disclaimers that you need for BHHS, and it has all the special content that's available for our BHHS network members, you need to log in from Marketing Resource the first time. I use this account specifically because this one hasn't been created yet. I want to show you what that looks like. If you click this video creation button down here on the bottom, it's going to bring you up to a sign-in sheet for the first time. So notice that it is branded with Videolicious. And it's going to ask you to create a password and an email and hit sign up. So what that's going to do is it's going to go ahead and send you a link to the Videolicious app that you can download that is completely branded to BHHS. And that way you don't get the unbranded version out of the App Store or out of the Play Store. And so it is available for iPhone. It is available for Android as well. So when you're doing some marketing for with Videolicious, this is a fabulous way to be able to take a quick video of a home that you're looking at, especially if somebody is out of town and they might just want a nice visual walkthrough tour that's completely branded to you. We have lots of agents who use this for taking listing videos. Outside of our paradigm videos that are automatically created for you, this can have a voiceover on it. That's done while you're standing in front of the house, and you can kind of knit these things together. It's also a great way to talk to your clients. I don't know how many of you have actually received a video response from somebody, but probably one of the most interesting things I had when we were recently having a car buying experience is that we went in to look at a car, and before we even got home, we received a video back from the salesperson that said they were so happy to meet us. You know, they understood what we were looking for. They would keep an eye out for it. We had a very specific request. We needed a specific dog crate to fit in the back of into the back of a vehicle, and they were going to go out and measure everything that they had available and get back to us. And you know, it was that personal touch of not having just a generic e-card sent back to us or a generic thank you, or not being stuck in a bucket, but having a live person say, thank you so much for visiting. I really appreciated it. They were on camera. You know, they showed us a couple of things that we had already looked at. And, you know, and then it was emailed to us. And I'll tell you, it made all the difference in the world in deciding who we were going to work with purchasing a vehicle. And I imagine that the same is for working with a realtor. You know, when you want to have that personal touch of saying thank you to somebody, or you want to have that personal touch of sending a branded video to somebody, Videolicious is a great way to do it. It's really quick. It's on your phone. You can take a quick selfie video of yourself talking to a client, thanking them for something, just giving them a little bit of information, maybe showing them a little something. It'll go ahead and create it. It'll be completely branded with Cabernet. And it's it's so easy to send out to somebody. And it's a great way to brand yourself, but also, you know, just increase the level of digital and virtual technology that you have available to you, and really stand out with the competition. So Videolicious is another great way that you can advertise yourself. If you haven't used it yet, I encourage you to sign up, download it, and play with it. It's not going to go out anywhere unless you decide to share it. So you'll actually be able to see your results without and experiment a little bit without having to share it on anything public at all. So I hope this has helped you today to show you a bunch of the resources that we have available to you. So if you are on BHHS resource, remember to look under topics. Remember to look at that listing presentation, the home selling proposal. Make sure you look at good to know to remember all the tools that are available to you from BHHS at your fingertips. All of those are available to you. We can help you with all of them if you need it. And on BHH, on the marketing resource, remember you have the ability to market yourself with very brand specific e-cards, with holidays, with newsletters. You have specialty marketing available to you, and you also have video marketing available to you at your fingertips. All of this is provided to you by just being a member of the BHHS network, and it's available to you right now if you need it. So I'm happy to take any questions.
And if you have questions, feel free to unmute your mic and go ahead and ask those questions, or if you'd like to put something in the chat, I'll keep up with that also. All right, Barbara Levine, go ahead.
Sorry, I have all the questions, but the question I have is, under all of this, are there some pieces that are town specific under all of those forms, or do we get those from somewhere else? In creating like a marketing piece to give to someone, for
Sure.
a list.
So this is all on the national level, but if you go back to Towne Central is where you can find everything available to you for all of our Towne Central, or for all of our Towne branded stuff. And if you go under marketing info, we have a whole section here called presentation materials. Actually, we have a whole bunch of stuff under here if you've never seen it before. But presentation materials, if you click there, you'll be able to see that we have all sorts of things that are branded to us. So the brand marketing flyer, your buying process, closings, home buyer checklist, local marketing. That's one of the pages you don't get in the listing presentation. But yes, you can definitely use these to augment all of the national level presentation materials. And again, these are available to you 24/7 all the time. You don't have to get them from the marketing department. They are all on Towne Central if you need anything local.
So has Toolkit become obsolete at this point?
It's another tool. So some people continue to use Toolkit, and it is loaded with all of the listing presentation materials from National. It's very easy to use if you want to connect everything from the MLS and have those automatically created. And others are putting together more specific listing presentations that speak directly to an individual seller. I guess it just depends on what kind of listing presentation you want to make. And how specific you want to make it.
Thanks.
So I'm glad Barbara actually touched on that. So let me show you that one more time, just because we didn't go over it for marketing yourself. So again, I'm on Towne Central, and if I scroll down here to marketing info, and here's our listing and agent presentation materials. This is all of the supplemental materials that you can use to fill in all those blank pages that were on the listing presentation. So for those of you who love to request this is our total exposure internet. With the requests we get, can you show us where our listings are on the internet? This is where they are. And this is the sheet that everybody asked for. This is available to you all the time. You can download this. You can print it out. You can put it into your listing presentation. And again, you are welcome to use all of this material again and repurpose it as well for social media, for a blog post, for a card that you want to send out, for anytime you want to market yourself. You are welcome to use all of this material as well that's created for you by the company.
And Kristen, there's a question in the chat with regards to Videolicious. Is it like BombBomb, which is, I know some of you are familiar with, that allows you to send videos through email and text. And I just real quickly, if you just touch on that for us.
Sure. So Videolicious is and it isn't like BombBomb. BombBomb is is made to be kind of a quick, hey, thanks for working with me, and it automatically drops into an email, and you can hit send. Videolicious is actually a little bit bigger than that. It was made to make the videos can be a lot longer if they need to be. And instead of attaching it directly to an email, so instead of attaching it directly to Outlook, it would attach to an e-card. So it is tied to the e-card system. You don't have to use it with the e-card system. So, for example, if you were to make a video for a listing instead, you wanted to, do a virtual walkthrough with a video and do a kind of a handheld thing that was branded, you wouldn't have to drop that in an e-card necessarily. You could actually download that and use it for something else. But if you were to send a quick message like bomb back to a client, it would drop into an e-card versus dropping into your email program like Outlook. That's the difference between the two of them. I hope that made sense.
Yep, I think that was perfect. And then lastly, the conversation going back and forth with regards to Videolicious, and how do you know if you've got the company branded version of Videolicious? You downloaded it a while back and not too certain. The easiest way to check is to go into the My Account section. You'll see the logo section within there. And if you hit the little import button on the right hand side, if you see that there's already company loaded logos or opening and closing screens in there, then yes, you have the correct version. Have at it, have fun with it. We've seen a lot of great videos through Videolicious. It's such a neat way for you to kind of bring this to life and bring your own stuff to life. So do enjoy that program. I think it's a wonderful program. Any other questions from anyone? All right, I don't see any more hands, and looks like, yep, it looks like we've gotten everybody. Thank you so much for your time this morning. I hope you've enjoyed this. 5 great tools to marketing yourselves. If you have any questions with regards to this, 2 great emails that you can use, marketing@bhhstowne.com or directly to our web support team at websupport@bhhstowne.com. Thank you. Enjoy your day. I think your next class is Ernest, and that starts at noon. And Tim and the team will see you there. Have a great day.
Thanks, Kristen. Thanks.
Thank you.